Hi, this is the class Wednesday, September 16th for 12th grade. I'm just going to walk you through what we did today so that it's easy for you to find when you're trying to work asynchronously. So here's our schedule. We did a quick hello, and then we moved into this true or false slide, which I'll take you to in a moment. We looked at another case, like the McDonald's case, and then I assigned a piece of writing that we're going to do for the rest of the week. So you'll find it's actually Wednesday and Thursdays in your big Google Doc. Right, let me walk you through exactly how we got to that place. So here we are, week 2, day 3. Coming back to this statement of we often form opinions before we have evidence. What's the problem with that? We don't capture the full truth, and that usually contains some nuance that makes everybody a little bit more redeemed. In this case, Van Halen. I don't know if you all know Van Halen. They were a big deal in the 80s, so before your time. And there's a bit of an urban legend around them. Rumor has it that they required M&Ms to be available backstage at their concerts, but with all the brown M&Ms removed. So we are going to find out today whether or not that's true and what the full story is. Take about half a minute right now to pause the video and figure out for yourself. Did they indeed require M&Ms to be color-coded in their bowls backstage? So the answer is yes, they did. And we'll open this link to find out exactly why. There is a brilliant reason why Van Halen wanted the brown M&Ms removed, and it's not because they were divas. They, in the 80s, were one of the first to involve a lot of really complicated pyrotechnics into their shows, and their ridiculous requests, here you can see it, whole bananas, no brown M&Ms, was really just a way of checking to see whether their concert venues understood how to arrange all of that sound equipment. They knew, as David Lee Roth explains here, Van Halen was the first to take 850 par lamp lights, huge lights around the country. At the time, it was the biggest production ever. If I came backstage having been one of the architects of this lighting and staging design, and I saw brown M&Ms on the catering table, then I guarantee the promoter had not read the contract writer, and we would have to do a serious line check of the entire stage setup. So it was a way of vetting whether or not that concert venue's sound crew knew exactly how to arrange their sound system. If the brown M&Ms were there, Van Halen realized they would have to do some serious checking before they could proceed with the show. That's pretty ingenious. And so it's not just because they hated brown M&Ms, which, beyond sounding very strange, sounds like culturally problematic as well. So we looked at that and we found out, the full story is a little complicated. And then we considered this. Is it true or false that a woman in Chicago sued Starbucks for putting too much ice in her iced coffee? Is that true or false? And what is the full story? Take a minute to pause the video and find out for yourself. I'll pause myself. It's true. A woman did sue Starbucks for $5 million for putting too much ice in her coffee. Here's the full story from the Washington Post. We read this out loud. I'll read key pieces to you now in the video. A federal judge threw out the case and said, Starbucks is not ripping you off when it puts lots of ice in your iced tea. The lead is particularly fun in this article. To a brewing class action lawsuit that argued Starbucks had for a decade stiffed customers by filling their drinks with too much ice, a federal judge had a simple message: chill. U.S. District Judge Percy Anderson of the Central District of California concluded that no typical customer would feel cheated by ice cubes, even if they took up a significant volume in a clear plastic cup. Anderson dismissed the lawsuit on Friday. I'm going to scroll down to get to the part where we see that Starbucks was happy with the ruling, as a representative told the AP. But it will face 2 more legal brouhahas in the coming months, both making similar accusations about the ratio of cup or liquid to other stuff in Starbucks cups. As the Washington Post reported in May, an Illinois woman also alleged that Starbucks used too much ice She also found that only about 14 ounces of a 24-ounce cup was liquid. But Starbucks says, our customers understand and expect that ice is an essential component of any iced beverage. If a customer is not satisfied with their beverage preparation, we will gladly remake it. Interestingly, in this article, we learn there is another case against Starbucks who order lattes are being shortchanged. This time it's not ice, but the milky froth that displaces too much liquid volume. And this case is actually going to proceed. The judge who is in charge of it realized there could be a case, and it's passing along the circuit. So all of that is to say, back here, that we'll look at that judge's decision in a second. Yeah, there is a suit against Starbucks, and it's not just one suit, it's a few suits of people who feel dissatisfied. But when you think about it, there's a little bit of frustration that sometimes customers feel about this. Not saying it warrants a lawsuit. It sounds a little ridiculous, but it brings attention to the fact that there's a policy of filling the cup so much with ice there's not enough liquid. And so you learn, at the very least, one thing you can do is tell Starbucks, I would like less ice, please, or I would like no ice, and they will do that for you. So in the end of the day, maybe you don't agree with the lawsuit, but you might learn a savvy consumer trick that will save you a little bit of money. The judge who threw out this particular case issued his opinion. That's what it's called. It's a formal word in legal terms to describe a paper you write to express what you think about the case. And so here you can see this is the court order all the way down, where the judge considers whether or not to dismiss the case, and he writes, for all of the foregoing reasons, the court grants the defendant's motion to dismiss. So just looking at legal language for a moment and seeing that, yeah, this is it. This is for real. So we're learning that there is a fuller story typically than the off-the-cuff judgments we tend to make, though sometimes our off-the-cuff judgments can feel right even after we learn the facts. I'm going to give you a moment or a couple of days to feel out what it is that you believe in these cases that we've been looking at. So by the end of the week, write 3 perfect sentences defending one of the following clients. McDonald's, Stella Liebeck is the woman who sued McDonald's. Starbucks, or who I'm calling the Chicago Ice Lady because they are not named, the customers who are suing Starbucks. This will be in your Wednesday and Thursday entry of your big Google Doc. You can copy paste it. It's just that it's the same assignment for 2 days. And I say it's due by the end of the week. For us, that means Monday at 9. So I want your week to always include the weekend. And that's why I'll be looking for this piece of writing by Monday at 9 and grading it for perfection, like always, professionalism. And I'll be grading it for some sense of understanding that you've been following along in class and understand what I mean when I say the McDonald's case. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or in First Black to me and Miss Loving. Thank you very much.